This review is based on the PC version of the game. Only Goblin Raiders are so precise. A game that quotes Star Wars in its own fashion within the first 10 minutes is onto a winner. Arrowhead Games gives us Magicka, a generic tale of high fantasy and wizardry set in a generic fantasy land using generic weapons. It's also amazingly good fun. Your journey here involves you and up to 3 others playing as wizards on a quest to, well, save the world. What else? You'll be doing so using an innovative magic system, where you can combine different elements and spells to create new ones on the fly. While this sounds like fun, it isn't always. No complaints about the system, it is fun and it rewards failure with unintentional hilarity. Picture playing with 3 friends and you're in a rather large battle against some beastmen. You'll quickly hit the combo to unleash a healing beam at your low on health friend, only to find you've clicked the wrong combination and instead dropped a meteor shower on his happy head. Frustration? Nah. Just go grab his gear and continue, but expect some retribution. Magicka is technically all about teamwork, but things can get so frantic on screen, it quickly degenerates into an all-out spellathon where colours and shapes are flying all over the screen, with someone healing, with someone throwing up a defensive shield, and the other 2 unleashing holy hell on the enemy. To begin with, you're told by Vlad, who is by no means a vampire, that you have to save the world. You are then thrown into a tutorial to get yourself familiar with the spell system, and although it's tricky to get the hang of hitting the right buttons, it's intuitive and makes sense. For example, if you're on fire, use a water spell on yourself, and if you're dripping wet, cast fire on yourself, and don't use lightning. You can direct your spell casting fury either at enemies, on yourself, or in the areas surrounding you, giving you 3 different attack or healing radiuses with 3 different buttons. After the tutorial, you'll be off on your way to save the world, and along the way you'll learn new powerful spells like Haste, Meteor Shower, and Lightning Bolt. The combinations for these can be displayed at any time, giving you access to them when you need them the most. Once you're on your journey, you'll come across some delightfully odd characters, including a group of wizards who can't decide which time they saved the world was most exciting, and a curious man looking at 2 suspiciously familiar charred corpses who quips, "This looks like the work of goblins." And yes, we like Star Wars here. To aid you in your generic quest, you'll be able to pick up new staffs and melee weapons which act more like power-ups than new equipment. Within the first level, you'll find a mage's staff that looks quite similar to a certain wizard's from Middle-earth. Your quest will take you mostly through natural outdoor environments, but you'll find yourself indoors at points too, and the graphics on display fit the tone of the game perfectly. It's cartoony yet simple in its design, and all the better for it. The villagers that talk to you in a Forks Norwegian accents and look all the more comical thanks to their entirely unrealistic look. Aside from the main adventure, you'll also be able to play a challenge mode where you're pitted against all manner of beasties in an arena, where your score can be posted to a leaderboard to compete with friends. If I have one issue with this game, it's the checkpoint system. The game is by no means easy, especially when you start getting into larger battles and bosses, and the checkpoint system is unforgiving. If you don't activate a waystone or come across a natural checkpoint, when you die, you're thrown back to the beginning of the level. The same goes for if you quit the game. If you quit mid-level, when you boot the game up again, you'll start at the start of the level. The levels are by no means long, but it can be very frustrating when you die after a particularly big battle, then you find yourself having to get back to it, then repeat the battle again, then try very hard to die. While not an RPG in the traditional sense, there's no levelling up, there's only one proper side quest which isn't that proper come to think of it. Magicka is a superb game, both in terms of humour and magic based gameplay. Add 3 friends to the mix and you'll have a hectic, hilarious games afoot. The voice acting is superbly fake, the story is lovingly ripped from every RPG and geek-tactic thing ever invented, ever. And the spell casting itself is fantastic. If you have even a passing interest in RPGs, you'll be able to understand most of the humour on offer here, and even non-RPGers will be able to get some laughs. Highly recommended, bring your own wizard sleeve jokes, and remember, the safe word is banana. GameOn thought this game was magic and gave it an overall score of 7.5 out of 10.